Well, YouTubers, here is, I'm hoping, the last tutorial for the A-10. Now, where we are on these is we're to the point now where I have to finish that tail section as I have finished this one over here, and then paint. So now what I'm doing is I want to mount some guns on the wings like I have here. They're not guns, they're torpedoes, missiles, whatever you want to call them. Now, to get this, all right, to get this, what you need, which is this here. So, what you have to do is you have to cut your paper clips to the correct size and get ready to put them on. Now, something I have is this quick glue. It doesn't dry real quick, but it does a really good job of gluing unalike surfaces together. And since I am building this missile section out of pieces of metal glued onto the paper, and so I really am happy that one of my TikTok family sent me this glue. Now, this is very good glue, you guys. If you would like to get it, that is where you have to call to get this glue. I use it regularly on all different kinds of things. I don't use it to glue the paper and all of this, but whenever I have any kind of unalike surface, like what this is right now, is this is the paper and the metal. And so now what I do is I'm just squeezing this gently with my tweezers because I want to center it on here. Because what you have to do is you have to get some kind of space between these so that they actually, when you paint them, they actually look like individual pieces. As you can see, this part is now complete for the third one, or the second one. And so what I have to do here is, once I get this going, then we're going to just kind of wrap it tightly into here and roll it up, which is it. This is probably one of the hardest parts of doing any of this, is getting this paper to roll up onto this piece of metal. All right, so now what I'm doing is going to add a little bit more of this other, this quick glue here, so that as I roll this thing up on here, it becomes a solid piece. All right, now it will push the glue ahead. And so at this point, what I want to do is I want to take another one of these pieces of paper clip that I'm using to represent missiles on the micro machine, because you have to make stuff look reasonably close to the original. All right, and I'm taking this from the pictures of an A-10. And so one of the things I have to do is get this as accurate as possible. Now, that is number 2 of 3. Okay, and now I'm putting the third one in place. You have to use tweezers, you really do, because it's too small to grab it with your hand. I just tried. Still does not work. Okay, now once that is in place, then we go ahead and we start twisting this up like this. All right, now what that is going to do is that is going to tighten all these things up so they look correct. And once that is done, which is what you end up with here, all right, then you just cut off the excess paper and let this start to dry. Now, something you can do, dental tools, very important. I found. And I didn't know how important they were until I got some of these dental tools from a friend of my sister's. And so now what you have to do, that has to sit and dry. Now since I already have this one, I'll show you the next step. The next step is to take your wing mounts. That's what these are. And these go on to, now I'm going back to Elmer's glue, or PVA if you're in Europe. But the reason is because this is now being glued onto paper. So it's paper and paper. Alright, put that on there just like that. And you can position these any way you would like as far as that goes. This can be off edge, it can be between the missiles, and it doesn't matter, because once this is mounted on the wing, then it's all painted, and it any flaws or imperfections disappear. Now, this is what I have here. All right, as you can see, this has been reinforced with these extra pieces of paper. Now I have to find out. Oh yeah, it's this size right here. Okay, so now I have this paper. All right, so what this is going to do is I am going to add this to. Always have paper that you can wipe glue onto. If you do not, you're going to end up finding that you will have glue on your hands, and then you'll grab a little piece of paper to work with, and it won't come off your hands. It sticks to your hand instead of sticking where you want it to. So you have to keep your fingers clean. It's a must. And so now, once this is on here like this, then I add some more glue around here, and I just start working this all the way around. Because what's going on right now is I am going to, the wing mount will not stay in place if you do not attach it strong. What'll happen is your parts will keep breaking off of your toy. I don't like that. And so by putting this piece of paper all the way around onto the wing mount, what I'm doing is I am building up the strength of this by adding all the different layers of paper. And then I squeeze this with the tweezers, and now I adjust this wing mount to where I want it on the missiles. That's what I'm doing right now. And at this point, one of the things I should probably do is just take a second round around this to give it added strength. I'm going to go more than 2 times around. I'll go 3. All right, so now I'm twice around there, and I squeeze this with the tweezers, because what I'm doing is I'm tightening everything up so that it looks good. All right, because when you're making micro machines, if you want to add all this detail to it, you want it to look good, but yet be strong. And you don't have to do that. All right, you can go ahead and make this really quick. Just glue these pieces right here, right onto whatever part it is that you're working with, and They're going to be fine, but they're going to come off quick, and you're going to have to glue them back on. The way I teach you how to build stuff, when your models are finished, they should last for years. Literally, I mean hundreds of years, as long as they don't get wet, catch on fire, or get run over by a vehicle of some kind, like a tricycle, a bicycle, etc. And so anyway, now what I'm doing is I've got this part right here that I have to do, all right, which I already cut the copper. This is just copper wire out of a house. I just found a strand of it, and I use it here and there for accent pieces on different things. The last thing I have to do is I have to make these triple section inside here. And what that is you wrap your paper around your missile, all right? 3 or 4 wraps of paper around your first missile. Okay, then what you do is you glue that missile right onto this piece right here. All right, one of these. Now, once that's glued on and dry, then what you do is you add a piece of paper over on this side, and you start to go over, and you put another missile on, and then you put another missile on the other side, and you go right on around. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to go around a few times. What's that doing? That is making everything stronger. And I just take my tweezers and I would squeeze between the 3 missiles here, and that gave it its definition that you can tell on the picture how it looks. And so that will complete the A-10 build, and thank you very much for participating, y'all, and thank you for watching my YouTube lives Monday through Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. So take care, Paper Army. Love to see you on Monday.